Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Candace Matthews. I am the National Minister of Politics, and I'm in the capacity of the New Black Panther Nation. I'm going to say that again, New Black Panther Nation. I am here with the family of Kevin Williams, and we are here in reference to the incident that happened here on the 22nd. And so we are here because we are demanding answers and we are demanding transparency from the Harris County Sheriff's Office. So we have the family that's here. I'm going to give them specific, give them a time to come out and speak based on their actual experience. We will not be discussing any part of this case due to the case being under investigation, and then also by the instructions of the family's attorney, which is Harry Daniels Law Firm. Okay? So I would like to bring the mother up first, and then I will close out the press conference from there. Mom?
Hello, my name is Abby Ward.
And spell your name.
Abby, A-B-B-I-E, Ward, W-A-R-D.
Yes, ma'am. Can you just talk to us a little bit about why we're standing here today?
Well, it was told to me that my son was up here, and it with a force of a police officer or something arrested or something, and well, I didn't know it the same day. Well, I didn't know it Thursday that he was out here laying unconscious and stuff, and bleeding everywhere. So that was all I knew. Then we went to the hospital 2 days later, and I haven't heard anything else.
What kind of state is he in right now?
It was told to me that he was just in a coma or something, and we can't go up there to see him, and they wouldn't allow us to see him at all.
We saw pictures of him, and you've seen those pictures. Can you just talk to us a little bit about what's seen in the pictures versus how he normally looks?
Well, when I looked at him, they was like he all messed up on his face and swollen. Well, he came to that day. They brought him back to jail. So I mean, that's what. Other than that, that's all that he'd been like. He'd been beaten to death, drugged, something like that. That's to me.
How does that make you feel as a mom seeing your son in that condition?
Very sad, unhappy, and hurt.
What do you want right now? Because we just got a release from HCSO. They say that he stumbled over a metal parking stop and fell, and that's what caused the bruises and the injuries to his body and his face.
The way I looked at the picture, I don't think so. I really don't. I just think that something more happened than what they saying, and they just keeping it to themselves, not letting us know what's going on, whatever happened, letting us see what did happen. Even.
Upset that they tased him?
Yes, I'm very upset that they tased him like that. I don't think they could have done something else besides that, because they say he wasn't running, so I really don't know. They were just talking to him. And after that, I mean, that's it. That's the only thing I really know about what's really going on.
They told us he was running.
Well, see, I haven't seen the camera, and of course they're gonna say that, right? Because they got to make sure they're innocent. But who really do know? Do the parents know? The loved ones know? Maybe the people's out here that we seeing around us, the ones that seen it, yes. But ain't nobody telling the family anything. Like the police not telling us anything. So we in the dark.
What questions do you want answered?
I mean, what's really transparent, why that he targeted him, and why he had to really just go that far. They know all different kind of techniques to stop a person from talking. If they say he ran, it could have been something else. Approached him another kind of way. They had 4 or 5 different police up here.
They said that he reported, like, kind of right afterwards, that he doesn't have any feeling in his legs. How concerned are you and your family that he might be paralyzed?
I'm very concerned about that because he had a brace on his neck, and they said something like he might be paralyzed after they do surgery, and he might not be paralyzed. It's just a big, big risk that they taking a chance on, because after the surgery, don't know what really gonna be. But right now, he's not doing good at all.
Okay. And so therefore, this is why we, the New Black Panther Nation, believes that the family would need to receive transparency because, again, this was not a egregious type charge. This was just like two low-level charges. So how can you have someone between the time that they were here to the time that they're at that hospital and you handcuffed to a bed fighting for your life? So we need to know what happened in between those times. This is why we are demanding the viewing of the body cam so the family can actually see what transpired throughout the time of the arrest, all the way throughout the time that her son is in the hospital. So I would like to bring up one of the other family members. Which one are you? And then spell your first and last name.
My name is Christy Epps, Kristie. Last name is EPPS. I'm the sister of Kevin Williams.
Christy, you described earlier when we were speaking at the house the state that your brother was in and how it has affected the family. Can you just kind of rehash that a little bit, please?
Yes, well, we was advised that my brother was here at this location and he was running from the police and he was tased and he hit his head. Again, we're not exactly sure. My mom went there to see him at the hospital. Looked like it was something different. You know, his face was burnt on the right side. Bruises all on his hand. He was swollen, unresponsive. Blood was running from his mouth. They didn't clean him up. As my mom asked to get some towels to clean him up because he had been there just laying. Some more nurses came out and told him he couldn't have visits. They made him leave. And from that day on, we haven't heard anything like for us being able to see him. We found out where he was due to someone else advising us of that. But other than that, no one has reached out to say, hey, you know, he's here, what kind of condition he's in. So at this point, we really don't know what's really going on, but we want to get some answers because due to the fact that if he was tased and hit his head, it had to be more to it. He would have just been just with that, but there's more to it than that.
Have you heard the response from HCSO before just now about him stumbling over the metal parking spot? I believe this might be a similar one.
No, sir. We was only advised that he was running from the police and he got tased and he fell and hit his head on the concrete. That's all that we was advised. He didn't get a specific object that he might have hit his head on.
And this is the exact spot where this all happened?
From what I've heard, yes. This is my first time out here.
Can you tell us about your brother?
My brother, he's a loving person. He's funny. He has a sense of humor. If you run across him, you're gonna love him. I'm not saying he's the best child in the world, but he was my brother and I loved him. He wasn't a bad person. He don't cause any trouble. And at the end of the day, like, no matter what they probably ran across him prior to, if he was out here and they say he was trespassing, this shouldn't have happened. You know, I mean, Kevin he's a good person. He's my brother. I love him and I'm standing behind him 100%.
So now we have been in talks with Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, and Sheriff Ed Gonzalez assured me that he is going to be investigating this matter. He did assure me that he's taking this very seriously, and I made sure that I let him know that we are standing 10 toes down with this family about the transparency piece of this. And if we do not get the transparency that we are requesting, then that appears to me that Harris County Sheriff's Office is being complicit with hiding something. So, and if that's the case, then that means I smell a rat. And if I smell a rat in the sewage of corruption, we're gonna drain it. So again, we wanna make sure that everything is done correctly. We wanna make sure that this family receives the transparency that's needed for their loved one, regardless of how it went down or whatever. That's what's supposed to be done, because I'm a mother. And if something happens to my son or any of my sons, I want to know what happened to them also. So they deserve the right to know what happened to their loved one. They deserve the right to be able to see him. And I expect Sheriff Ed Gonzalez to make that happen. Are there any questions for the media? Okay, if there are no other questions, this press conference has been concluded. Thank you.
Hey, Devin, that's what it was at. Yeah,
This is
that's the
actually-
blood still.